Goofy footer and C.Houshmand. Should be a great heat. Their first head-to-head clash, these two. And even though Yago was once called the skinny goat, you can't call him that anymore.
No, he's a beast. And action in the water right now, Ronnie.
The highest scoring surfer of the event so far. Yago Dora has been absolutely ripping here at Manu Bay. And he's going to go to the sky. Not too many surfers have been brave enough to try that today. That wind blowing up the face has proven very difficult to take flight. But Yago just so solid above the lip. He stomps one to kick things off here. Let's have a look at the replay here.
Yeah, this is cool. The intent's there right from the word go. He leans onto that little speed check, loads up, takes to the air. And you'll see very few surfers with better control than that, even in this tricky wind. His technique is just a thing to behold.
Front side and backside, he's one of the best, isn't he? Got great variation and just so many different angles he can take in flight. So when the wind gets tricky, whether it's offshore or onshore, and had a lot to think about in this event. So he's done well. And also, I think the only surfer that surfed from that first round to the semi-finals so far this season. Let's get back to live action now. Out there in the lineup, Yago starts with a solid hit. That's what's been so impressive about this guy. On his road through the past couple of seasons, the airs have always been there, but the rail turns have just gotten so strong. Mentioned it before, the highest scoring surfer of the event so far. Still holds the highest single heat score total. Kicked off with a 5.83, just a single air. And this wave just backing off for a moment, but Yago sticks with it, hoping to find some steeper face down the line. Just gets that little drift into reverse happening. Great control. Just able to add that spark to these finishing turns on a wave that's really not giving him too much.
Oh, it's so special to watch. You know, this guy can just turn any section of this wave into poetry.
He must have been nervous seeing Griffin Colapinto coming through the draw, but held his nerve and delivered surfing like this.
Yeah.
So powerful, so strong.
It was amazing over there. He definitely had his boots on, butt-kicking boots, and he went out there and just surfed with this sort of confidence. And we really haven't seen any kink in his armour since, you know, like even if he's lost heats, he's done so with beautiful surfing. And this wave is just, it's just a glove. It just slips on so well to what he wants to do. His imagination has been allowed to cut loose on this wave face, no matter how steep it is. An opportunity, Yago is, you know, being able to just draw the rail through. Ronnie, Cole's up.
Let's see what Cole can do in response. He doesn't like this one. He's going to kick out. So Yago's got another score on the way here, and Cole looking to really get his first number on offer, and some surfers haven't had as clean a surf as Yago, but there's no denying the form he's in. Here goes C.Houshmand now on his first real opportunity. Very strong layback jam, putting it all on the back foot. This young gun who's come onto the CT, already collected a couple of championship tour wins, unleashes once again, drives up into the pocket, swings the tail, answering beautifully, and he needed to. Yago turned in a 7.5 on that second ride, and Cole is answering now. He's going to bring this one through to the inside. And just like Yago, has a lot of variety in his surfing on his forehand, and maybe had a little bit more punch in those first couple of hits. So this could go pretty high on the scale as he brings it through to the inside with a little ollie there, claps his hands, and his heat is officially underway.
Oh, these guys know when they've put something meaningful on the board. He's a slugger. If he starts getting into fight mode, he'll just start bashing, and that's what he's done here. Look at that first turn. But don't underestimate the connection in this guy's surfing either. He's really smooth. That turn there, it just was a little flat, so he puts a little poke on it. Straight into this huge tail blow. And that is a massive series of major turns. Every single one of those things sent chills across the lineup, across the rocks here at Manu Bay. That turn there, high risk. As Richie Lovett said earlier, that lip line is chunky custard, and he is just gobbling it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100 kilos. There's a lot behind each of these moves, but incredible when he wants to find that drift, how much control he has under that big rig. It does remind me of Luke Egan, who he used to work with, working with another goofy footer now in Doug Silver.
Yeah, and it's looking good, doesn't he? He looks free. And, you know, you were saying before, yeah, Yago does love this place. Well, Cole's going to be in love with it as well.
Couple of victories already. His year was kind of a bit of a sleeper in 2025, but came home really strong with that victory in Rio. And Yago Dora now looking for a reply, and he finds a beautiful section there, and he's starting to spin out. We love the fact there's a high performance left on this championship tour schedule. It's giving the goofy footers the opportunity on this bottom side of the draw to show us what they can do. And so far in this third quarterfinal, they're not disappointing. It was an 8.5 for C.Houshmand on that last ride. So Yago, even though he still hangs on to the lead, he's very aware that Cole's closing in, and this way is really going to help him. Just put some distance there between himself and Cole as he finishes with a nice reverse. But on the outer section, you know, showing some real flair, just how swift he is through the rotation and not losing anything as those fins re-engage.
Promised a lot. And we've had some tricky conditions, really fun conditions. But even with this wind, look at what these surfers are able to do with it. Yago deals with such a bumpy face, and instead of getting caught up in the lip, just releases the fins into a full tail blow reverse. And then he starts to weave through onto the inside here. And as I was saying earlier, you know, he's got that ability to make it all look like it's on purpose. There's no wobble. He's not really looking out the back. He doesn't need much more. He goes, this thing will stand up on the inside. I'll bring it through. And this is where he is super dangerous, because he'll always put an exclamation mark on these rides. Nice little tap, builds the speed, throws the fins into an air rev, and suddenly that downtime on that wave.
Yeah, more set waves rolling in. Cole on the inside. An easy decision to take this one. It's shaping up nicely from the outset. Drives up into the first section. Nice power hit, but keeps that down the line flow to set up this reverse. Pokes the tail in and gets the rotation. Now back into the open face and letting go of some solid rail turns. The judges are going to love that power to release. Couple of times now. Will this wave find that connection through to the inside? He's going to give it every chance as he starts to get the swivel hips going. C.Houshmand, 25 years of age, from San Clemente, California, loading up for more. And finds plenty of spark through these inside sections, and just like Yago, swings the tail and gives a bit of flair on the inside, and he's celebrating too. Great exchange here.
Surfing from the powerhouse.
Thank you, Kipes. Yeah, goofy footer who's just loving this matchup. In fact, all goofy footers in the bottom side of the draw. Here's the replay of Cole's last ride ball.
It was just incredible work to pull that tail out. He really hit a bump, but then he just unloads down the point here. And these turns are just all throwing it every single bit of weight. And as you say, big bodies on this wave face, they are really working.
Inspirational for a couple of big rigs in here in the booth too. You can move a 100-kilo rig around. We've got to get moving.
It's good to know.
He needs a 6.1 out of this wave, Vaughn. It feels like it's going to go there and some.
Definitely. Where is it going to go? I can't even say. Like, there's been such top quality surfing here. But look at this. Deep, hits the section. It's not the cleanest air in the world, but you know, able to pull it round, continue down the line with speed. That turn was massive. And a little point of difference, just a touch of tail release as well. He'll jam that through the lip again and come through. So he's matching. You know, this has been an impressive performance so far as he goes again.
Yeah, don't be surprised if he pushes it hard here. He didn't really love the look of this wave. He went for the air, got a little lost in that breeze.
Make him second guess, whatever decision he's going to make. But if Yago pulls the trigger, get ready.
Well, this is it. This is likely, or could be, his last shot at it. So he's going to go big. You know that. He throws the air. Unbelievable. Sticks the landing. The turn of the event right when he needed it. This guy has beaten the clock so many times in the past, and he might be on his way to doing it again. Yago Dora with an unbelievable full rotation, air reverse. So much speed, he loaded up as he flew into that section, and he greased the landing and had more to give as he came down the line. This is a special talent. There's a reason why he's the world champion, and he has shown again that you can't count him out, even when he's chasing a near-perfect ride. What a moment here at the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy. Leandro da Silva, his coach, he knows it's good.
What have we just witnessed?
You've got to make comparisons to what you've seen already in this heat. And C.Houshmand was watching on there. He saw every bit of Yago flying through the sky, and the scores are rolling through. He's slapping his board. Get ready for it. It's a unanimous, perfect 10-point ride.
We knew. You could feel the 10 right there. That was that is a historic wave in surfing that we just witnessed.
Man, there is some incredible surfers here in New Zealand. Manu Bay, I don't know if they've ever seen anything like that. That was monster.
Yeah, is there a better wave that's ever been surfed out here? You have to ask the question, and we will shortly when we get our special guest in the booth. But honestly, I was saying no after that air.
Yago Dora goes half a point better, a 10-point ride, and he is on his way to the semi-finals. What a heat, and what a moment, one that we'll never forget.
His third 17-point plus heat in a row. This guy has tapped into something special. The mana of Manu Bay.
That was absolutely insane, Yago. A 10. That was huge. Your first 10 of the season.
Yeah, I feel so good, just thanking God for that opportunity. For a moment, everything seemed like it was lost. Cole was surfing the perfect heat, he just picked the right waves, and my waves were definitely a little smaller than his waves and not as steep, and I was just praying for an opportunity, really. I knew I could get the 9.5 that I needed. I just needed a wave to really go for it. And yeah, just that last wave, when I popped up, I saw that little pocket for me, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to throw it. And went all the way to the flats and just stuck it perfectly. And I knew I just had to finish the wave after that. And so, yeah, so good. Feels so good.
It was absolutely insane, and the vibe in the crowd here was next level. What were you thinking paddling into that wave?
Yeah, just was a mental battle in my head, just like it's easy to kind of give up on those moments where you need such a big score, and there was a long low before that wave came, so it's easy to accept the defeat, and I had to battle that inside my head and keep trusting, like, no, opportunity is going to come and I'm going to capitalize, and that's just what happened. When I popped up on that wave, I was like, okay, it needs to give me a ramp from the beginning, otherwise it's not going to go up to the 9.5, and that wave offered me that really nice pocket, and I just had to surf that wave perfectly. I knew that's what I needed to do.
It's good to have that trust in yourself, and coming up against an opponent like Cole, he's been on fire this whole event, and he had those 2 8.5s pretty quickly, but as soon as you stood up and finished that wave, the judges threw 10s so quickly. And to hear that, what was the emotion as soon as you knew, like, wow, I turned that heat in the final minute?
Yeah, it's actually a crazy feeling. It's really hard to explain. It's a mix of emotion and a relief at the same time, because for 20 minutes of that heat I was losing, and then for that last second just turning the heat there, it's a relief. You're staying in the contest, and yeah, just to get a 10-point ride is always special. And yeah, Cole's an incredible surfer. I keep telling everyone how good he is, and he's going to be a title contender for many years to come, I think. And yeah, he's got it. He's got everything, and yeah, I really admire his surfing, the person he is. He's a great person.
Well, you've earned yourself the first 10 of the season and a Yeti 110. Huge congratulations, Yago.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.